What's going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and it's time for me to review the largest event in sports entertainment, which is WWE Wrestlemania 32, man. It was held in Dallas, Texas. I live in South Texas. I didn't get to actually go see it. It happened in, I believe, April 2nd, April 4th. My friend actually got to go see it, which is really awesome. A lot of cool moments that will definitely, stamped in history happened there. A few cool moments. Some disappointing, some amazing. So, anyway, this is my review. Of course, SummerSlam is later today. So if you're watching this, my payback review, like all the 2016 pay-per-views for WWE, should be up on my channel already, as well as my SummerSlam 2016 predictions. So if you guys you want to check it out, please, I encourage you, go ahead and check out the predictions and all my other thoughts on what I thought about the pay-per-views this year so far. Royal Rumble, Fastlane, Money in the Bank, much more. So anyway, let's get right on to it. The big things, the big matches, recap, review for everything that happened at WrestleMania 32. No, it's the old championship belt, but still, here we go. Alright, the first match to kick off WrestleMania 32 is for the Intercontinental Championship. It had Dolph Ziggler versus Sin Cara versus Stardust versus Zack Ryder versus The Miz versus Kevin Owens, and finally versus Sami Zayn. Now this match, man, I thought it was a great way to start off the event. It reminded me a lot. It had me flashback towards WrestleMania 23. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, I believe Mr. Kennedy was in there, Finlay was in there, MVP, I believe, I don't know if MVP was in there, but everyone was in there, and the ladders were around everywhere, and it was a crazy thing, man, because something similar happened in this match that happened at WrestleMania 23, which was in Detroit, I believe, where, I don't remember who it was, I can't remember, but somebody was laying on the ladder, and it was from the ring to the barrier, and Jeff Hardy jumped off the ladder in the ring, and he landed on the person, and I believe it was Edge. It may have been Edge. And the ladder just freaking broke in half. And that's what happened. I believe in this match, Sin Cara was on the ladder. And somebody, I think, was it Stardust or Sin Cara? Stardust was on the ladder. And then Sin Cara jumps and then the ladder breaks, which was a really cool moment. Also, I love the energy that you could feel between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, their feud that they have going on, which is, it's just such a personal feud, and it's so amazing because they go at each other, they go hard, and they really do give a great performance in this match. At the end of the match, it's Zack Ryder who ends up grabbing the belt and becomes the new Intercontinental Champion, which is really exciting. That was very unpredictable, actually, and I like Zack Ryder's new scruff and everything, his new look. It's just, it's been a while since I've seen him, and this was the big thing I saw him. I was like, woo, woo, woo. You know it. His dad was in the ring. It was a cool moment. It was a great start to it. I honestly thought, I was thinking, oh, great, how's this going to go? I know a lot of them are awesome. Dolph Ziggler and them, they're really good. They're very energetic. They're fast-moving, fast-paced. And Zack Ryder, I was like, this guy is so underused. He's so underrated. But I'm very happy that he ended up winning the belt. The only problem for me in the match is Sin Cara. Sin Cara, he's a good wrestler. He's not a great wrestler, but he is really good. He's fast, he's small, and that's the good thing about it. He knows how to do flips and everything. He's crazy. He's awesome. Sin Cara and Kalisto's on the match, but they're awesome. They're both awesome. So with Sin Cara, the thing is of course wrestling's fake and everything and all that. But the thing is, with him, it's supposed to, when they do it, it's supposed to be an illusion. The way the camera angles are, it's all set up. It's all, they know what to do. But the thing is with Sin Cara, he always brings me out of it. Like, again, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. He just brings me out of it. Where Sin Cara, the way that he does, like many of the things he does, he just like stands there and he waits for them to get in position, and you know what I mean. Like, it's so obvious because I believe, I don't know who it was. Somebody in the match had a ladder, and he was moving it. I believe it was Stardust. Stardust had the polka dot ladder, of course, going Dusty Rhodes, and he was going back and forth. And Sin Cara, literally, he was like, he stood there, and then he was like, okay, run to the ladder to get hit. And it was pretty obvious. Like, they always do obvious most of the time, some people, but mostly they try to do an illusion. They try to make it look at least like he actually ran to it, but he was just standing there, and he was like, okay, boom, and then he gets hit. It took me out so much for him. Sorry guys, I forgot to mention my rating system earlier. So it's out of a 5, so 1 would be bad, 2 would be okay, 3 would be good, 4 would be great, and 5 would be awesome. And like I said earlier, this match is great, so 4 out of a 5. For the next match, we had Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. To me, this match had a very slow pace. It had boring moments. For a WrestleMania match, supposed to be amazing, supposed to be crazy, get the fans riled up, have a fluid, there's very little matches that are fluid, that keeps you going, and this match, I love Chris Jericho, I love AJ Styles, they're amazing wrestlers, but Chris Jericho is just always that guy that, which is always funny, because Chris Jericho always stalls, he goes out of the ring, and then he runs around, and then AJ Styles runs after him, and then it's back and forth, basically. For me, there's not much left to say about this match, so I'm giving this one a 2 out of a 5. The next match was for the WWE Tag Team Championship belts, which is our champions, The New Day versus League of Nations. Now, I'm not a fan of New Day, but whoever came up with the idea of the large cereal of Bootios, whoever came up with the idea, it's brilliant. It was a great entrance. And again, it was a slow and boring match. There are a few moments in here that were really cool, but other than that, League of Nations ended up winning, and I don't understand why it wasn't for the belt. I really wish they would have won, because the New Day, they have their belt till now, up to SummerSlam, and that's annoying, dude. That was like 3-4 months ago, and they still have their tag team belts, and it doesn't make it interesting if, if they have it over and over and over again, whoever's writing the storyline. I don't understand why they have to have their, it's an ongoing thing. I think they've had it for almost a year. So that's something that kind of frightens me on why they haven't already lost. Why, if that would have been a tag team championship belt against the League of Nations would have won. But from a slow and boring match to an epic WrestleMania moment that no one will forget, Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, baby, come out. And it's epic. It is freaking epic. And they take out the League of Nations. It was amazing. And then New Day comes in, and then they're dancing, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin does a little that, and then all of a sudden they take out the New Day, it was just Kofi Kingston's reaction when is Xavier Woods, he gets down and he's like, no, and the beers come in, they come flying in. It was perfect. That little segment there was better than the match itself. Since it was an epic segment and it followed right after the match immediately, definitely a 4 out of 5. It was a great time, a great moment. So after that, it's Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. Now, you either have to be crazy or stupid to enter the ring with Brock Lesnar. And Dean Ambrose, he's not as big as Brock. Yeah, he's tall, he has a little muscle, but Brock is huge. He's a fucking beast. And actually being in the ring, dude, I never thought that Dean, could even stand a chance with Brock. It was amazing. It was just fantastic, this match. The energy that Dean Ambrose had was crazy, man. He can take a beating. Brock Lesnar kept on, suplexing him, and then he gets a barbed wire. I believe it's a 2x4 outer baseball bat of just barbed wire, and he puts the barbed wire to his mouth. The thing that I hated about that is he brings the barbed wire out in the bat, and he never uses it. And that's the thing, is you get the fans riled up, barbed wire bat, here we go, and they never end up using it. Like, Brock Lesnar could have probably used it against Dean Ambrose. But either way, it's still fun. It was an awesome match. Brock brought his all, his A-game. Dean definitely, he amazed me, man. Dean Ambrose is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers at the moment in the WWE. Even though I was going for Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar ended up winning, but I was kind of at the end, I just clapped because I was like, the energy that they actually brought, they had the crowd go crazy. They were everywhere, and they're from the outside to the ring to the inside of the ring, sweating. Both of them are sweating, they're tired, they're beaten up. It was awesome. 4 out of 5. Next up was the Divas match for the new Women's Championship belt, which Charlotte, of course, is the champion. So it was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. And another great match, man. Becky Lynch, she has so much energy. Charlotte, she's so talented. Sasha Banks, that's the thing I love about that. It was a triple threat. So that's what made it more interesting. It stayed fluid. Sasha Banks was out of the ring. It was Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, and then one gets down, and then Sasha comes back in, or Charlotte, and they all fight, and it kept on going. And Ric Flair's on the side. Woo! He ends up getting hit, man, which was actually really funny. And I think one of them were mocking, actually. They were mocking the Nature Boy, like, woo! And he was like, woo! It was pretty crazy. It was a fun time, man. I definitely enjoyed this. The one thing that I didn't like about this match is since they revealed a new women's championship, like a new design, it ain't the Divas Championship no more. It's the women's, heavyweight championship or something. It's the women's championship, and it's kind of like the main world heavyweight champion with a W, but it's the girls, or it's the women's. And the thing that I hated is Charlotte was already the champion for months, and you think, oh, a new belt. All right, hopefully Charlotte doesn't win, and then Charlotte ends up winning, and then it's like, really, wow, just changing new belts and everything. It wasn't fair for the rest. I think Becky Lynch, she's very talented, definitely Sasha Banks, they're all talented. Charlotte, even though she's a hated character, she's really good at wrestling, man. Like, she really is great. So all of them are awesome, and they put up a fight. They had a lot of energy in them, and that was a very entertaining fight. So 4 out of 5. Next up, we have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell. And for me, it was very disappointing. Yes, the awesome moment, Shane McMahon jumps off the Hell in a Cell, perfect, great. It was a shocker, and it was awesome. Undertaker has a lot of cool moments in there, too. Undertaker, the way he wrestles, he's so hardcore, and it hurts. It hurts to look, because the way that he just goes on Shane McMahon, man. He puts up a fight. But the thing is what I found so disappointing about it is the way that 95% of the match is Shane McMahon getting his ass kicked. Let's be honest. Not lie. No sugar-coated. Shane McMahon gets his ass kicked. Only few little moments. But the first 10 minutes of him is running around the ring being Shane. And I love Shane McMahon. Don't get me wrong, I love both of them. They're both great people. But the thing is that Undertaker basically kicked his ass. Sure, he had that trash can move with Shane McMahon where he jumps across the ring, which is really awesome. I remember that in back Spirit Squad days. But the thing is it was slow. It was back and forth, just outside of the ring, and then he cuts the gate, which the cell, and then it was just a very slow match. It just. Undertaker was basically winning most of the time, and then the cool moment was Shane jumping off and then Undertaker moving, and sadly Undertaker ended up winning. By that, when he fell off the thing, I was like, he lost. That's it. He fucked up. He didn't. It was a great stunt. I mean, it's putting his life on the line, his health and body. Shane, you're a badass. I thought you were a badass before, but you doing that is just. That's awesome. It was perfect. It was a very another iconic WrestleMania moment that no one will forget. But Undertaker winning, and it was sad because he had his kids too. I wonder what his kids thought when they saw Daddy falling off. That was cool, but I didn't. It's a match I don't need to see again. I could literally see the end, him jumping off, and that's it. But overall, it was Undertaker kicking ass. As he does best, Shane McMahon getting his ass beat. That was the match. 2 out of 5. After that, we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which we had a bunch of stars, Jack Swagger, and just a bunch of stars go in, and they ended up fighting. I can't remember. I think it was Mark Hamill, Big Show, Kane. I think Kane, maybe. I may be wrong, but Mark Henry was there. Big Show was there. I believe in. It was just a big, for Andre the Giant. This is the second time they do an Andre the Giant, I believe. And they were doing it, and Baron Corbin ended up winning. I have no idea. At the time, when I watched this, remember, I've been out of wrestling for a while. I watched about a decade's worth, and then I kind of stopped watching, or around a decade's worth. And I stopped watching for a few years, maybe 2 years and 1.5 years, and then I come back, and I don't know who Baron Corbin is. And he looked small. Actually, in WrestleMania, he looked very small, but I saw him on a match in Money in the Bank. He's a tall-ass guy. He's a strong brute, man. But at WrestleMania, he looked small, but still, Baron Corbin winning. He's a villain in the WWE, so I'm like, really, that guy wins? Like, it brings kind of like shame to him winning. I believe who was close was Kane. Kane was winning to the match. Like, he literally had it, and then Baron Corbin ended up grabbing him and throwing him over the top, and then I thought Kane should have won or something, not Baron Corbin. I was there very disappointed. It was a quick match, boom, over the top, and I think Dallas Diamond Page was there. Like, a bunch of people were there, man. It was cool little, surprise, big battle royale, but, Baron Corbin, I could care less for that final result. It was disappointing, that one. So 2 out of 5. After that, The Rock comes out and takes like 10 minutes to get to the wrestling or to the ring. That's the thing. I love The Rock, and yes, but he's the most electrifying man in entertainment. Yes, and he comes out with like a little made flamethrower and everything. That was awesome. But the thing is let me tell you, just hear me out. I love The Rock. He's cool, but I've seen him like 3 movies this year, and I see him everywhere now. And every day they're uploading a Fast and Furious 8 photo and shit. Like, I see him everywhere. The thing is that he just went to WrestleMania like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Like he's around WWE more than he was like 10 years ago. So he comes around quite often. Maybe not every week, maybe not every month, but he comes around when the time needs to be for him to get a paycheck. So when The Rock comes out, I'm like, oh, cool, Rock, all right, we got this, cool. But then it just, my problem with this, and it may be a stupid problem, but honestly, I'm being serious. It takes him like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes maybe, not 10 minutes, but it takes him time to get to the ring. And then all of a sudden, he just stands there for 4 minutes, just like, I understand, crazy crowd, that's awesome. I wish I would see The Rock live too, that's amazing. But he's just, finally, and then he does his whole get up. And then the thing is that he basically comes out just to say that the record attendance, which is awesome, very crazy, and I wasn't part of the attendance, I really wish I was. That was great, I can't imagine the traffic. But the thing is that, and then the Wyatts come out, and then it takes them like 5 minutes to get to the ring because it's a long-ass ramp, so even more time on it. I felt like actually skipping. And then he comes and then he does like 6 minutes of like, you know what, Rock? And he does the Wyatts do their thing. I don't know what storyline they were trying to do, and then The Rock, he does a lot of cool jokes and everything, which is actually really funny. You've been hitting the ball too much. But all that, and then John Cena comes out, and then The Rock, he's dressed, which was a really cool moment. But the thing is that it was time-consuming. This WrestleMania 32 is 4 hours and 51 minutes. I don't want to see a 5-hour pay-per-view. I don't want to see that. I think a lot of people would say they don't want to see that. See, I'm okay with a 2.5-hour, 3-hour pay-per-view. But I don't want to see no 5-hour pay-per-view. That's too long. I already see Raw 3 hours long. SmackDown 2 hours long. And then a 5-hour pay-per-view on top of it. The thing is, it's too much time. The Rock took too much time to walk. The Wyatts took too much. It's just a more iconic moment and big moment was Stone Cold, Mick Foley, and Shawn Michaels. And it only took them a minute to get to the ring. Just like that, get it over with, get back out. Simple as that. And it takes The Rock, probably he was there for 15 minutes or so outside there, or 20 minutes, so it was a very long time. I understand it's The Rock. I enjoy him. He's awesome. It was cool to see him wrestle a little bit again, but we just saw it a few years ago too, so it's you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this hasn't happened in 15 years or something, it happened. Don't get me wrong, the segment was good, so 3 out of 5. And last but not least, the main event for WrestleMania 32 for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H versus Roman Reigns. I used to love Triple H's character. I think the time I stopped. I used to love Triple H's character. The time I stopped watching WWE is when Triple H became the general manager or something, and he was bald and all. That's when he got his hair cut and stuff. That's when I stopped watching. It got horrible then. I didn't care for it. I really didn't. Yeah, I stopped. And him being here and he still has no hair, I'm wondering when he's going to grow his hair back out, or if he's ever going to. I mean, he looks badass with the way he looks. Don't get me wrong. He's a badass. Triple H is badass. But the thing is everyone's cheering, and I love Triple H, but ever since 2 years ago or something, I don't like where they've taken his character and what he's doing, and everyone's clapping for him, but I see him as a bad guy. Though I don't see how people are. He looks like a bad guy. He looks like he's the bad person in the situation than Roman Reigns, and I like Roman Reigns. Everyone boos him, and I don't see him as a bad guy, and I don't know why. He doesn't look like a bad guy. I could see how it could be a villain, But in the storyline, like, look at him. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Triple H looks like the bad guy in the situation. So I don't understand why people boo Roman Reigns. But the thing is it was a disappointing match. It was okay. There were a few things in there. I didn't really care for it because I was thinking, alright, Triple H, Roman Reigns, let's see. And Triple H, he always, even when I was younger, he always, again, like Sin Cara had that, like, where they do the knee to the face and everything, and he doesn't even touch Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns acts like, oh, my face, you know, like, and the cameraman catches it all the time, where it breaks the illusion, it breaks what people, you know, it breaks the mind there. Roman Reigns did okay. I mean, he's not a amazing wrestler, but he's good. He definitely puts up a fight too. I think out of all of them, I think maybe Dean Ambrose is my favorite out of the Shield, the original Shield, obviously. But Roman Reigns ends up winning the title. Everyone's pissed off and everything. I couldn't, you know, I'm happy that Triple H lost it. That was a great thing for me. But it still was there were slow parts to it, you know. I don't know. I didn't dig it that much. Maybe they could have ended it with a Rock or something, or maybe they should have ended WrestleMania 32 with a Rock. That would have been a better ending than Dean Ambrose versus, you know, of course they have to end with a championship belt. But it was okay, you know, 2 out of 5 for sure. It was just okay. Roman Reigns put up a fight a little bit. Triple H put up a fight a little bit, but after, you know, it's just, I didn't dig it. I didn't feel it. I didn't really care for it. You know, it's not a match I really want to see. Roman Reigns versus Triple H. I don't feel it. I just don't care for that sort of match. Anyway, Roman Reigns ends up winning the WWE Championship. Everyone's booing, so it kind of turns me off. Like, where I'm like, oh, whatever, you know. But there it was. I mean, listen. This is not the worst WrestleMania. It had like 2 or 3 iconic big moments in this 32. It definitely was a good WrestleMania. It wasn't great. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was a really good WrestleMania. It wasn't horrible. The main event, they could have done something bigger with the main event or All Out. They could have gone even more all out. But other than that, the Hell in a Cell match was disappointing. Yeah, there were amazing moments with it. But the only big iconic moments that I would say is, like, again, Mick Foley and them coming out, The Rock coming out, John Cena returning. Big moments like that. Stuff like that made the crowd go crazy. And a lot of those people probably walked out sour after Roman Reigns won. So a lot of people probably got pissed off of that. But overall, I'm going to give WrestleMania 32 a 2.5. Oh, no, excuse me. I'm looking at another thing. So, okay, WrestleMania, not a 2.5, excuse me for that, Mom. A 3.5. I knew I was like, no, I didn't say okay. I thought it was good. 3.5 out of it was really good. Apparently I wrote it was really good. Because it was a really good WrestleMania. I honestly still love the original, like, I say original because it was in my time, like WrestleMania 23, WrestleMania 22. Those were exciting things, and this one was really good. It had some moments that I didn't like. It had some very slow moments, but the Divas match was really good. The opening match was really great. So it had a few cool things. I mean, Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar, that should have been the main event too, or at least near the main event, not during the, you know, the opening stuff and all that. Should have been near the end. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my WrestleMania 32 review. If you guys did, you could leave a like. You could comment down below to me what you guys thought about WrestleMania 32. Share with your friends. I'll see you for SummerSlam and all the other pay-per-views, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this whole rest of the year. Thanks again. Till next time, subscribe for more. Bye bye.